All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Justin with Just in Time Watches, and today I am going to be reviewing a Luminox. This is going to be part of their 35th anniversary celebration. So there's a few goodies inside the box, but let's just dive right into it. So with Luminox, you get this particular packaging. I believe it's with 99% of all their pieces. That's the only thing I think I would really complain about, is it would be cool, especially with the 35th anniversary editions, if they would have done something different for the box just to celebrate. You do get a couple of things inside as a result. What this is a Land Recon Pointman, model number 8820. It is a 45 millimeter watch. So this particular piece here is partially what they call Carbonox. So you've got your Carbonox case. Really, in my opinion, that's just a fancy term for plastic, but it's a little bit harder. So you do get a little bit more durability. As you can see, the bezel is also Carbonox. And then on the inside track is what I believe to be, I don't want to say stainless steel, but it's some type of metallic, metal of some kind. It's definitely a different, as you can see the shine there. So it gives it a nice depth. Let's see if I can get a good shot here. The really cool thing what drew me to this watch is that the dial is not flat, that there is a step dial. It does end up coming up, and you have these tritium tubes. So for those of you that don't know what tritium is, it is a source of I've always thought to be some type of nuclear reactive, some type of material. It is not going to harm you in any way. But the cool part is, and what Luminox is known for, is their tritium tubes and their claim to fame that these will last 25 years. Do they last 25 years? I have no idea. I got the original Navy SEAL model probably 30 years ago when I was a kid at Brookstones, or I think it was Brookstones. But nonetheless, it lasted a very, very long time. This is not going to be reactive to the sun, meaning that there's no lume of any kind on this watch outside of the tritium tubes. And I will make another video, because obviously, as you can see with the light, it is daytime, so you're not going to catch a whole lot of action with the tritium tubes right now. At nighttime, these light up. But let's get into the watch a little bit more. So this is 200 meters of water resistance. It does not come with a screw down crown. It says on the website, push in screw down crown, but that is not accurate, because all you have to do is pull this out. It stops the movement, which obviously is quartz. And then at that point, the watch, you can adjust the date and the time. But I feel like with a watch like this, especially with the audience that Luminox focuses on, obviously these are for people who like to do outdoors adventures, things like that. Is this a diving watch? Not necessarily, no. But I would definitely say it would have been great to have a screw down crown, even though this is their land model. Because let's face it, if someone's in the Army, they're going to get into a point where, hey, maybe they're swimming in a river, maybe they're trudging through mud, and it just would be a really nice feature to have had, especially on a 35th anniversary edition. So it is a beautiful action with the bezel. I really do like it. No pullback or pushback at all, so it's very, very sturdy. Not gonna lie, I am not proficient whatsoever on how to calculate anything on this particular dial. I know that they can, you can measure some type of distance and time. I got it because I thought it was cool, if I'm just being totally honest with you guys. But it's got a really nice case back as well. And the rubber strap on this one, I've had other Luminox watches. This one is far more supple, I should say. And so I really like this one. As you can see here, it says Series 8828H Recon Luminox. It would have been great for them to add something like a 35th anniversary or something on the back. I mean, you do get, and let me just put the watch down for a brief moment. You do get an additional NATO strap I am not a NATO guy whatsoever, but I do think this is a cool strap. I just don't like the way that it looks on my wrist. And I partially don't like it because if you go swimming with the watch, these get wet and it just doesn't feel good to me. It does come with a 35th anniversary edition coin, which is nice. But again, instead of the coin, I would have rather had this particular case back on the watch. I think that would have looked fantastic. You know, obviously 35 years is an accomplishment and it's something that they're proud of. But with these particular pieces, it would have been nice to have added this particular design on the back of all their 35th anniversary watches. This particular piece retails for $645. As anybody who knows Luminox, don't buy it off the website. If you go to any authorized retailer, for example in Chicago, I typically go to ABT, and usually you'll get about 20% off retail. On the secondary market, for whoever or whatever it's worth, these diminish in value tremendously. If I paid full retail for this, I'd be lucky to sell it for $150, $200 on the used market, even if it was in the brand new condition like this. For whatever reason, Luminox does not hold their value at all. But at the end of the day, you're getting a watch because you like it and you want to wear it. If I did not mention, this is a 45mm watch. I have an 8-inch wrist. So for me, this is no problem. For someone who has a 6-inch wrist, you know, you might be cutting it. Might be a little bit big on your wrist, but again, it's a very thin watch. It's very beautiful. You know, at the end of the day, there are some people who have issues with Luminox. I have never had an issue with any water getting into the watches. I've owned multiple, watches. This has a sapphire crystal, and I believe that's an upgrade from the original version, which had a mineral crystal on it. But there have been some people that have claimed that they've seen, water fog up in the watch, or something happen to that nature. In 38 years, I've never had a problem with Luminox, so I would definitely recommend them. This is a beautifully rugged watch for anybody that likes being outside at night, anybody who works in the dark. Again, these tritium tubes don't shine to the point where you can't see them. It's more for the fact that it's a very dull brightness to it, because at the end of the day, if there's someone's in the military and they're trudging through enemy territory, they don't want to be noticed by some type of bright lume, right? So this is something that again has a purpose to it, but is not going to look like lume that you would see perhaps on a Zelos or something like that. But again, if you like this content, if you'd like me to make more videos, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel. I appreciate you guys, and I will catch you on the flip side. This is Justin with Just in Time Watches.